Alright, so today I got a new core support for the van, rad support, whatever you want to call it. I just call it core support. Everyone knows that on these vans, or at least if you've worked on one or owned one, you know that the front end always rots out where the front body mounts always go. So I was lucky enough to find one at the pick and pull that we went to, which was $60 anything you can carry. And we cut one out of that van, which luckily it was not completely rotten away yet, and you'll see in further clips that it is still not in the greatest condition, but I'll also show you what mine looks like. And that one's actually pretty good for being, that came out of a 2005 van, mine's a 97, mine's completely gone, and it'll be nice to have a proper core support with a proper rad support, as well as the good body mounts, so I can have 6 body mounts instead of 4 that I have right now. I'll be cutting apart the other one I have right now, and yeah, let's get to work. This is going to be the end of part 1 of taking the core support off the van. This is where we've gotten to. Core support is now off. Bumper is over here. The core support was actually very easy to take out. Basically all I did was cut it. So for here, I did find a couple issues, and one being this hole is too big. Obviously it's been rotten out, that's why it is that big. It should only be this big around, so that the bushing can properly sit into there. If I were to put a bushing onto this one, it's not going to sit properly, it'll be crooked. I mean, I might be able to get away with it, but I think my best bet is going to be making a plate that can just sit over top of here, with a hole drilled to fit the bushing like it was from the factory. Also found out that this is rotten. This is like this because I took a hammer and I was hitting it just to knock rust off, like I was doing on the rest of it, and I got to here and the hammer just went straight through it. Also underneath too, just like that. So this is garbage. This is not very safe. Luckily that it's not too big of a deal because the bumper does sit onto here, so this is where you really want the structures, right up here, and having this with a hole here is not very good, so I'm going to want to make a plate to cover that up. And since I'm going to have to make a plate for here, the height is going to be different, so most likely I'm going to want to make a plate for this side too, just so that they match. But we'll see what happens. Maybe I can get away with just doing the one side. And for here, I guess the best bet is going to be cutting this off just right along here. Just snip that off, and then making, say, something that just comes down off of here, depending, or maybe just trying to mimic the same thing going across. I'm gonna have to do some thinking on that one, but here's a nice shot of My core support, I bent it a little bit, but you can see there's not really a whole lot left, and that's the way it should look. So there's my new one. This came out of a 2005 Chevy Astro. Same thing, bolts up the exact same. Not bolts up, but it's actually pretty cool seeing it like this. I've never really taken mine apart. I got the hood off and everything, and yep. So that's gonna be the end of. You gotta figure out some stuff, and then I'll see you guys in part 2. Peace out.